Do you have a partner?
Not yet. Should I?
I don't know.
What is the question of you?
Well, because I was thinking about that.
It's a webcam.
It's a webcam, only
Well,
a
you,
webcam.
but you could have a bit of... Never mind.
You don't want to see you naked, I guess.
Naked, we can do it naked now. The weather is fine and we can do it.
Our manager said to Rick and I, it'd be good to do an acoustic one. And Rick went, yeah. I went, no. Because it's hard work. And I knew it would be hard work. And then we did the album. I got very much into the album. The album was very successful. The live shows were very successful. It's very enjoyable. It's slightly different. And we have an expression. He keeps moving.
He's moving too, yes.
He's watching the camera. Will you stop watching TV and just... And there's an expression we have in England that a change is as good as a rest.
Yes.
Do you understand? And
yes.
Perhaps that's one of the things that I find so thrilling about it. It's slightly different, and revisiting certain tunes that you wouldn't have thought. Roll Over, Lay Down and In the Army. We tried In the Army a few times on the previous one, and it just didn't. You know, the track In the Army is kind of negative, but there was a point where the melody was sung. You're in the army. Oh, you're in the army now, and that on the major,
yes.
Which makes it seem like ta-da, and it's okay. And so I was particularly pleased with that. And I find when recording them that if we're doing a song of his, well, we can't. He's watching the TV. But if we were doing a song of his, when we're making a rock album, we all get very precious about our songs. But we revisit one that's already been on. Everybody. Why? Will you stop laughing? And everybody responds and acts differently because we aren't so precious and frightened of. And so the creative vibe in that, whether I can use creative and status quo in the same sentence, I don't think is grammatically correct. But it was a joy to do.
But it's the end of the electric area, I think so. Really?
I think so.
Never come back?
Don't say that, because I always think, well, maybe. But the idea was not to come back. When we first split up in '84, I really didn't want to be one of those bands that came back. And in fact, we have a thing in England. There was an ad on the TV about more comebacks than Status Quo or Frank Sinatra. Status Quo only ever made one comeback. That would suggest that all these people like that work around us to try and get the profile. It's not working. They think you're gone.
We never say no. Tell us something about the show. You come to Hamburg, think so, in November.
It's shit. I've seen it. I wouldn't go and see it. It's shit. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, should I? Well, I don't know what we're going to have. We're going to have two, what we call lipstick lesbians on the stage left.
Yes.
And then we're going to have two Chippendales for the gay people.
Yes.
And relax, you're dribbling. And the two gay people are going to play with each other, and the two lesbians. No, we're not having that. We're going to have Status Quo doing their thing. Usually it works really, really well. We always try to make it work really, really well. It's something that you get on stage, and this energy develops in the middle of the stage sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes, and that's what you're trying to get. And sometimes you feel it developing, and you can almost get on it and ride like, imagine that surfers do when they're on a wave. It's like you just go and it's working. And that is the best moments in one's life. It's like the moment in sex and the moment with food. Well, it is. Everybody understands that, except him. He doesn't understand. Obviously, look, he's still looking down there somewhere. And we all understand about food, and we all understand about that moment in sex. Why can't we stay at that all the time? And that's when the music is working. He likes me. He's looking at me with those eyes like that.
It's so happy. It's so fun.
When everybody understands, you're trying to do that, and that's what it's like on stage, which is why I think so many musicians get frustrated or freak out after shows, or admittedly they're indulged too much. But when it works on stage, it's I can't. I want more.
It's so amazing to listen to what you're telling.
But it's the truth. When it works on stage, and quite often that Chinese lady over there, she's been with us a long time. And I was saying to somebody earlier that we did a show somewhere this summer in Rochester Castle. We do it every 2 years in England. For some reason, I don't know why. You see what I mean? You can see what I mean. So you think this is
So
heaven.
amazing. Yes.
No, it was like heaven. And we got off, left a gig, she fed me, I'm watching a movie, it's time, and she came upstairs, she said, you should be in bed now. What are you telling a man of my age to go to bed, you know? She said, but you've got this and this tomorrow, I'm waking you at night. I said, yeah, but if I go to bed now, today is gone. That is the really good and the really bad thing about being in this business is I can't walk on tonight and say, hey everybody, we were fantastic last night in Rochester, thank you, good night. Oh no, I've got to do it again. And I think that's why so many musicians get frustrated. I do it myself sometimes. You go out on stage and in your mind, in your head, you're trying to look for last night and trying to find that, where is it? And when you don't do that, it just it does its own thing naturally. As much as I can talk it like that, I will still go on and start looking for it, and I mustn't look for it. And I find that our lives generally now it's about the looking forward to it rather. Why is he laughing again?
He's loving too.
He looks like our first keyboard player who was a Polish man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. He was a lovely bloke. He stayed at school. And everyone in life is looking for those moments. And it would seem to me that in the last 30 years, that now it's about looking forward to it rather than when you're actually there. There's something very weird. To give you an idea, every year when we finish in England, there's that long run and you start looking forward to finishing, you know. And we were coming out of Bournemouth one year and two of my older children, Dad, can we come down and see the show and come home on the bus? Yeah. So they came down, it's only 2 hours from my home, they came down and they came home on the bus with me, and when you come off stage, the bus is all packed, ready, finished for the last night. Yeah. And I called the PA, I said, Light, she came and said, what is it? I said, look, this is it. She said, it what? This is what we've been looking forward to. Yes. So quite often when you get there, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. So perhaps we shouldn't have such expectations about everything. Just let things be. And then usually it's fantastic. Goes to sex and food too.
Sex and food.
He's always about sex and food, this man.
Yes, always. But think about how many shows behind you now.
Fuck
how
knows.
Many?
Too many. I don't know. I'm told it's 6,000, but it doesn't seem
6,
that many. It doesn't seem that many to me. If we've done 200 or 300 a year, which 200 and something a year for a long time. Oh yeah, that's a long time. I did the maths then. Yeah, maybe that's, I don't know. But it's funny because people always say, you're such a hard-working band, aren't you? Mm. Well, the other approach is, aren't you greedy? Why don't you stop for a little bit? You keep making money. Yeah, we do, don't we? But a recent thing that I'm doing a lot of is people in our business don't want to talk about money. Well, I do.
Yes?
Because it costs so much money to keep this band, to maintain the status quo. It costs so much money, like any business, like the radio station, like this restaurant.
You have to be paid, really.
Everything.
Really?
If it doesn't make money, it goes under. And so we have to make so many million a year first before the band get paid. And you need to understand that.
The most impressed moment in your life?
Oh, that's not
The most
fair.
impressed? Was it a moment on the stage?
You know those little blue tablets that you can get? No. Do you?
The same one. Like
Those ones, yeah. I went, whoa, yeah, that's the most impressed
the
moment.
yellow
I've
one
ever-
or the blue one?
The blue one?
The blue one.
What's wrong with you?
How
Mean the
much
yellow
better?
chew one?
Yes.
Yeah. You shouldn't know what we're talking about. I don't know. To ask someone, I find it very odd that we all do that. What's your favourite movie? One? Out of all the movies, what's your favourite record? One? You've only got one favourite record. I've got thousands of favourite records and thousands of favourite moments, I think. I will be in bed tonight. I will get home in my chair, lovely, and then I will be playing Patience, and then I'll lie down, and then I should think, shit, I should have told him that. But until I get home tonight, I'm not going to remember what it is. Do you know what I mean?
No.
No, you
No.
won't. Yes, you do.
I do not.
There are lots of I can't tell you about those fabulous moments. She will sue me. You weren't listening properly.
If you have any wish free, what you would do in your life? Only one wish.
I used to imagine this when I was very young, but be under 10 years old. I would wish for a wishing ring. See?
No.
Yeah, well, so I get every wish. You said it's cheating somewhat. You said one wish. I would have a wishing ring, and everything I touch on there and wish for happens. So that's cheating. What? Why is he looking at my finger like this? No
Yes,
silly remarks. Thank you. No, one wish. It's really more. That's the only thing I can
Only one.
Yeah, I would want more.
No.
More of everything.
It's not possible.
I know this, so I said the wishing ring, so I
Yes.
could have what I want. No, I don't really know, because I would suggest I would wish for a few £billion, tax-free, because I know my wife would like to buy some schools and she likes to do things for children. I would like
Yes.
to help certain people, but that's probably something that happens as you get older.
No.
There are things I would like to do for other people, but that makes me sound fabulous, and I'm not. I'm just some ordinary bloke. But I see places, so when we're on tour I see things that happen. I see things in the day, I see people in the street, and I think, this can't be right. But sometimes I worry about it so much, and there's nothing I can do. So a few billion, few 100 billion, so I could go around the world.
You can get them, yes.
But you know what I mean? To go around, I'd like to help that person. I might like to help that person, or not the obvious things. I tend to see people in the street that need help, or
I will do my very best that you can get more wishes, okay? Not only one.
yeah, I'd like more wishes.
I will
Thank
do
you,
it.
thank you very much. He's gone to sleep now. Look.
Yes, it was so funny.
He looks like a Can you play keyboard? You look like a Polish organist. Do this for me.
You can play keyboard. It's funny too. Thank you very much for
Thank
all.
you, sir.
We had this was wonderful.
Thank you.